Well, hello, my pre-K friends. How are you today? And pre-K parents, I want to remind you that we are in the last week of our Lights, Camera, Action series. And that means we're going to make one final Bible story video with your kids today. So you're going to want to make sure that you've got a phone or a tablet or something like that handy to make one last movie together with your kids. I hope you've had a lot of fun doing it during this series. Now, my pre-K friends, hello, how are you? I'm so excited that I get to be with you today. We're going to have so much fun, and we're going to make one more Bible story movie together. Now, our true Bible story today is going to help us remember that I can pray to Jesus anytime, anywhere, about anything. That is our big idea today, and I want you to say it with me. Here we go. I can pray to Jesus anytime, anywhere, about anything. And that is true. I can pray to Jesus anytime, anywhere I am, and about anything I want. And you can too. And we have a super easy to remember Bible verse that can help you remember those things about praying to Jesus. Here it is. Never stop praying. That's it. That's the whole verse. And we find it in the Bible in a book called 1 Thessalonians. Ooh, that's hard to say. Chapter 5, verse 17. Would you say that Bible verse with me 2 times? Here we go. Time number 1. Never stop praying. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. All right, time number 2. Here we go. Never stop praying. 1 Thessalonians 5:17. Great job with that verse, kids. Now, do you ever need help with things? I bet you do. Maybe you need help tying your shoelaces. Or you're hungry and you need someone to help make lunch. Or maybe you're thirsty and you need someone to help get you a glass of milk. We all need help with things. Even grown-ups like me need help with things. Now, who can you call when you need help? Now, if you're at home, you might just be able to call your mommy or your daddy. And how would you do that? You might just yell, right? Mommy, I need some help. Let's all say that on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Mommy, I need some help. But maybe there's a different kind of help you need. Maybe you'd like Grandma to read you a story. How would you call Grandma? Well, you might use something like this. You might call Grandma, or you might even FaceTime her so that you can see her. You know, wouldn't it be fun if we really needed big help if we could call some of our favorite TV characters to help us? Like, wouldn't it be fun if Gecko and Catboy and Owlette could come help us? Or maybe Sky and some of the rest of the Paw Patrol characters. Wouldn't it be fun if they could come help us? I know someone who's always available to help us, no matter how small or how big the help is we need. Do you know who that is? It's Jesus. Jesus is always with us, and he can always help us. But how can we call Jesus? Yeah, I think I heard it out there. We can pray to Jesus. And praying just means we talk to Jesus. We don't have to use special fancy language. We don't have to have anything memorized. We just talk to Jesus because Jesus is always with us and he always hears us. So we can yell to Jesus like this, Jesus, I need some help. And he hears us. Or we can whisper to Jesus that we need some help. And he always hears that too. In fact, Jesus hears us even when we don't say anything. It's pretty amazing. Jesus is always with us, and he wants us to talk to him because he wants to help us. That really reminds me of our Bible story today, our true Bible story. Our true Bible story today is about two guys who pray to Jesus and say, "Hello, Jesus, I need some help." Now, if you're ready to hear that story, I want you to wiggle your fingers in the air. And it's time to get out our Bible. But I need your help with our special Bible words. It's true, the Bible is true. Can we say that together? It's true, the Bible, it's true. It is true. And I've got our Bible here. I've got my special red bookmark on our page today. I'll get the bookmark out of the way because otherwise it'll cover this poor guy's face. And here is our Bible story. That looks like an interesting picture. Are you ready? Now, parents, this is where we're going to make our movie. And kids, I'm going to give you some things to act out in our Bible story today. And when I say lights, camera, action, I want you to act them out at home. Are we all ready? Here we go. Now, in the Bible, there is a book called Acts. And in the book of Acts, there are two guys named Paul and Silas. Now, Paul and Silas loved Jesus very much, and they traveled all around the world to tell other people that Jesus loves them too. Now, I want us to pretend to be Paul and Silas. I want you to go to somebody in your house and give them a hug, and I want you to tell them, Jesus loves you so much. Are you ready? Lights, camera, action. And cut. It's true. Whoever you hug, Jesus loves them so much. But in our Bible story, well, there were some mean people. They didn't believe that Jesus was God's son. And they did not like what Paul and Silas were saying. So they had them arrested and thrown in jail. When I say action, I want you to shake your finger. I want you to use a really mean voice. And I want you to say, "You can't say that. You are under arrest." Lights, camera, action. Ooh. And cut. Those were some super mean voices. Now, when Paul and Silas got to jail, their feet were put in chains so that they couldn't move. That night, with their feet chained together, Paul and Silas did something that was kind of surprising. They prayed and they sang songs to Jesus all night long. Now, when I say action, I want to fold your hands like you're praying and say, "Dear Jesus, please help me." Lights, camera, action. And cut. Good job with that. Now, while they were praying and singing, God sent a powerful earthquake. Wow, when I say action, I want you to shake all over and say, "Oh no, it's an earthquake!" Lights, camera, action. And cut. Have you ever been in an earthquake? Because I never have. I would think it would be pretty scary. But this earthquake was so big that the jail doors, they came open. And the chains on Paul and Silas's feet, they dropped off. Now, when the guard woke up from the earthquake, he thought Paul and Silas and the rest of the prisoners must have already escaped. Well, let's pretend to be the guard. When I say action, I want you to make a scared face and say, "The prisoners have escaped. I'm in trouble." Lights, camera, action. Yeah, cut. And in those days, that jailer, even though it would have been the earthquake's fault, he would have been in big trouble. Now, here's what the guard learned, though. Paul and Silas and the rest of the prisoners, They were all still there. Paul shouted at the guard, "We're still here." The guard could not believe it. He was amazed at what Jesus did, and he wanted to learn more about Jesus. So Paul and Silas actually went to the guard's house, and they told him all about how Jesus loved him. And that very night, the guard and his whole family started to follow Jesus. Now, when I say action, I want you to jump up and down like the guard and his family and say, "Hooray! I love Jesus too!" Lights, camera, action. And cut. That is such a happy ending to our story today. And you know what happens next when the morning comes? The people in the town, they let Paul and Silas out of jail. That's even happier, right? Now, our story today, Paul and Silas prayed to Jesus for help. Now, did Jesus answer their prayer? Yeah, you bet he did. Jesus helped Paul and Silas get out of jail. And Paul and Silas prayed to Jesus, and we can pray to Jesus too. Now let's think. When Paul and Silas prayed to Jesus, what time was it? Yeah, it was nighttime. They actually prayed and sang all night long. Is that the only time that we can pray is at night? No. We can pray to Jesus any time. Now, let's think about our story again. Where were Paul and Silas when they were praying? You're right. They were in jail. Is that the only place that we can pray to Jesus? Of course not. We can pray to Jesus if we're in jail, but we can pray to Jesus anywhere. Now, what did Paul and Silas pray to Jesus for? Yeah, they needed help. They needed help getting out of jail. Is that the only thing that we can pray for? No. We can pray to Jesus about anything. You know what? Jesus loves you so much. And even though you can't see him, he's right there with you. And he is always listening, and he wants to talk with you. And the best part is that you can pray to Jesus anytime, anywhere, and about anything. Well, that's all the time that we have together today, kids. But I'm so excited that we got to spend this time together. I'll see you later. Bye-bye, everybody.